Yes. So are you able to see my screen, right? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yep, thank you. Yeah, what we discussed in the previous class, guys. So we discussed about the Git client. Git client, also known as a Git or a Git bash, is used to develop permission that connects to the GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket. So today we'll show you how to install the Git bash. And branch you already know, right? So every repository, a default branch is there. Branch maintain separate code base for the applications like development branch, production branch, UAT, stage, hotfix testing branches. So right, local repository. Developer mission contains a code at a .git folder. So whatever the developer develop that code, right? That code will be it in the .git folder. That is nothing but a local repository. A remote repository. So GitHub contains a code. So something like connected all the developer missions and store the code in the GitHub, GitLab or Bitbucket. So today we'll show you the environment setup. So how to set up the environment. Okay. Yep, guys. So environment setup. What is this? So today is Git and GitHub. Okay. So 9 to 10 p.m. Okay. So what is this? Today we'll discuss about the environment setup. So in client mission, in our developer mission, what software need to install and how to sign up the GitHub account and how to communicate with from your GitHub to GitHub to your local mission. I will show you today. So one is that step one. What is that? Step one, register and login GitHub account. How to register and login GitHub account. So what is that, guys? So for that, what you need? You need a URL. What is it? https://github.com. So what is that? So this is the URL. So this is the URL. So you can communicate, you can connect to this URL and sign up the account. So what is that? So sign up the GitHub account. So right, I will show you. HTTPS :/github.com. So this is the website. But you see, guys, we have a logged in account is DurgaSoft 285. I'm signing out this account, guys. Sign up. Okay. So sign up. So sign up. So what is the email, guys? You need to provide the email address. So what is the email address? So the email address is so durgasoftgit2 durgasoftgit2 @gmail.com. Okay, what is the password? Password is yep, I'm giving the password. So username durgasoftgit2. Okay, username may only contain alphanumeric characters or a single hyphen. It cannot be in the end with the hyphen. Okay, so this is taking right. So Durgasoft Git to India. So don't need. So click on continue. So visual puzzle P12 P12 13 40 50 30 P12 submit N15 N15 L O16 O16 16 17 16 16 16 16 16. That was not a quite right. P18 P18 K on submit M2 M Q23 on Q Q Q Q Q. Yes. So the code will be come to the website. Where is that website? Not here. That is also not. So let me connect incognito mode. Gmail.com. What is the case? Durgasoft git2 @gmail.com. Durgasoft git2. What is your case? Durgasoft git2. Second is DURGASOFT git to gmail.com. DURGASOFT. Okay. Phone number. I'm giving the phone number. Yes, I'm creating a new account. 189133.
We are not able to see your screen.
Yeah, because of that is my
No problem.
Gmail creation, right?
No
I
problem.
don't
No
want
problem.
to show.
No problem.
Just a Gmail account creation. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. 1 second. So 189133. So before I created, but I don't know why it is not working. I'm creating again. Okay. So 189133. Yep. Next. Skip. Next. Agree. Just Gmail creation, guys. You already know, right? How to create the Gmail. Right. So inbox. Yeah. The email is created, guys. With the account of DurgaSoft Git2. Okay. Now I'm giving resend the code. Email was sent. Yeah, we got the code, right? So what is this? 767278. Yeah. If you provide that code, right? Yeah. So the account is created. So what is the name, guys? DurgaSoft Git2. What is the username? The username is DurgaSoft Git2. And the password. Okay. Yeah. So now you understood how to create the GitHub account. How to sign up the GitHub account. Okay. So this is the how to sign up the GitHub account. So what is the next, guys? Create a one new empty repository. What is that? So create a new one empty repository. What is this? Yes. Step two, create one new or empty repository. So create a empty repository. So how you can create an empty repository? For example, mm, Durga DS Git. So what is that? DS Git, DurgaSoft Git. I'm creating the name. So you can create as a public repository. What is that? So public repository. How you can create the public repository? So I'll show you. Right. So click on plus symbol. You enter any name and create repository. So okay. How you can create the repository? Okay, I'm closing this one. Leave. Yeah. So this is the one. So here, so if you click the plus one, new repository, or you can use the create a repository. So create your first repository, click it here. And what is the repository name? DS Durga Soft Git. So you created this repository as a public. Anyone on the internet can see this repository. You choose who can commit. So private, you choose who can see and commit the repository. So I am selecting as a public a repository, public a repository. Okay. So create a repository. Yeah. So what is this repository? The repository is ds-git. It's an empty repository. That repository does not contain any data. Does not contain any data. So if you want to add any file, if you want to add any file from the in this repository, okay. So what is it? So click this repository. Okay, I will add it through the local repository. No worries. So right, echo. So this is a git init. Git add readme dot md git commit hyphen first commit. So git branch hyphen m main. So git remote add origin. So git push. If you want to create a new repository on the command line, and you can use the same code to push the code. Okay. Or a push an existing repository from the command line, you can use this way. So what we can do? So now we can create the repository on the GitHub. So what is that? Your GitHub account name is DurgaSoft Git2. So the repository name is ds-git, DurgaSoft Git. Okay. So now you understood how to sign up the account and how to create the repository. Then I will show you how to install the git, how to install the git. Yes, hash 3, how to install git and git bash on local machine. How to install the git and git bash on local machine. Okay. Why? Because you created a repository, right? You want to clone this repository from your remote repository to local repository. So what is that? So what is this? This is your local machine. This is your laptop. What this is, guys? So this is your laptop, right? So this is your GitHub remote repository. What is this, guys? So this is your GitHub remote repository. So this GitHub remote repository contains the your repository. What is that repository? The repository name is, this is the repository. This repository name is, so what is the repository name, guys? The repository name is bs git. What is this, guys? So this is the bs git. A bs git contains a default branch called as a main branch. This is a default branch. So default branch is a main branch, right? I want to clone. What is that? So I want to clone. So I want to clone this bs git repository to your local repository. So to your local repository. So for the first time, what you need to do, guys? You need to clone the. You need to clone. What is that?
Clone is like a full copy, right?
Full is clone is nothing but a full copy. DurgaSoft Git. So for the first time, what you can do, you can clone the git clone with a repository URL. So what is the repository URL? So this is the repository URL. Copy this repository URL and git clone. Yeah. So what is the command, guys? The command is git clone. Yeah. So what is that? Git clone your repository URL. So repository URL, it will clone an empty repository. What is that? So it will clone the empty repository. So then what you can do? What you can do? I will paste it, guys. One second. Snippet. New. Copy. Copy. Paste it. Yeah. So what this is? So this is your remote repository. What is this? So this is your remote repository and this is your local machine. What this is? So this is a remote repository. What is that? DS DurgaSoft Git. Okay. So this is in the GitHub or GitLab. You can create or Bitbucket. Okay. So you can create it in the remote repository DS Git. So for the first time, So for the first time, so what is the command you need to use, guys? You need to use the which command, guys? For getting from remote to local, what is the command for the first time? Getting the repository from remote to local, git clone. So git clone. So right. So this is your repository. What in your working directory that ds git is. So ds git is cloned. ds git is cloned. Once the git is cloned, so you can create a direct, you can create the files. So you can create the files. So that files is in our working directory, but those files are doesn't know the local repository, local git repository. How it will know? So you can use the git add command and git commit command. So from untracked to tracked. Tracked means staging area. So staging area by using git add command from staging area to local repository by using the git commit command. So if you use this git add git commit command, so that local git repository knows whatever the files you created. So once, so the local repository knows, you can use the git push command. It will push from your local repository to a remote repository. Remote repository means this here, it will add the files. It will add those two files. Okay. So yeah, I will show you that part. So first we need to install the Git, Git and Git bash on our local machine. What this is? So this is our local machine. Local machine is nothing but a laptop guys. Okay. So this is your lap. Yeah, I will show you this part how to install the Git bash. This is the Git bash guys. I am uninstalling the Git bash. So how to uninstall the Git bash and Git? Go to control panel in Windows. So programs and features. So then you can uninstall this Git bash. Where is it? Git uninstall. Please, excuse me. Yes. Yeah.
Do you have a Linux server in which you can show the installation of Git? Bash.
Git.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will show you. Just execute the command. I am install Git. Okay. So yeah, I will give you that commands. Huh? I will show you that commands.
Okay.
Just if you use the yum install git -y, it will automatically install the git. Just a single command. Now you understood?
Yes.
Yeah, no worries. I will show you how to install the git. So download the git from web. Git download. Git download. Click the downloads. Okay. So if you want to install Git right in the Linux machine, you're asking about. So if it is a if it is a Ubuntu, apt-get install Git. If it is a Fedora, Linux, Red Hat, CentOS, you can use yum install Git. Okay.
Got
Yeah. So for Mac, what you can do, brief install Git. Yeah. So for Windows, right? So for Windows, so you can use Git for Windows 64 setup, 64 x 64 setup. Click this one. Yeah, it will download, guys. What is this? So download the software from Git official website. Official website. Why it is not coming? Yeah, copy link address. Okay, so this is the way we can download it and install the Git software on Windows. Just double click. Next, next, finish. Just it will click next, next, next. It will finish it, guys. Okay. So go to downloads, downloads. Yeah, if you double click, yeah, if you double click, it will ask next, next, yeah, next, 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 next. You see, it is asking Git bash using Git from Git bash only. Yes. Open SSH. Just next, 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 next. Install. Next, next, next. Install. Finish. Yeah. Finish. Okay. Now Git is installed. So how to operate that Git by using Git bash command. So what is the command, guys? Git bash command prompt. Git icon version. So which version? Git version 2.5.0 is installed. So git help. You see, these all are the Git commands. So There are common Git commands used in various situations. Start a working area. So Git clone a repository into a new directory. So Git init, create an empty Git repository or reinitialize an existing one. So work on the current changes, add a files to the index, move or rename file or directory, and restore the working tree files, rm, remove the files. So what is that? Diff, grep, log, show, status, branch, commit, merge, rebase, reset, switch. Okay, tag. So what is that? A branch. So list, create, array, delete branches. So commit. So record the changes into the repository. Merge, join two or more development histories together. Okay, rebase, reapply commits on top of the another base tip. Reset the current head to the specified state. Switch branches. Tag, create, list, delete, or verify the tag object signed with GPG. So fetch, download objects and references from another repository. Pull, fetch from and integrate with the another repository or a local branch. Push, updates remote reference along with the associated with objects. So these all are the commands, guys. These all are the commands I will show you. No worries. Okay. What is that? Now Git is installed on our local machine. Now Git is installed on our local machine. Right. Now I want to clone the. I want to clone this Git repository. I want to clone this Git repository from remote to local. How you can do it? By using git clone with that git commands. Okay. And meanwhile, I want to remove the Windows that git credentials. Guys. Windows manage credentials. So this is the git. So I am already using the git soft. I don't want this remove. Yeah, I removed everything. Now git clone the repository name. What is that? Git clone the repository name. So this is the a GitHub, paste. Yeah. So appear to have cloned an empty repository. Then cd ds DURGASOFT git. Now you see, guys. So once you go to this directory, it is showing the branches. Means it is a git local repository. What it means? It is a local repository. So for example, cd dot dot. So mkdir test direct text one. Okay. So cd text one. cd text one. If I go to this directory, so is it showing a branch? No, it's not showing the branch because of this is a directory. So this is a repository, local repository. cd dot dot slash. So ds git. So why it is showing the branches? Because of there is a .git folder. Because of there is a .git folder. So in the .git, the configuration files will be available under this .git folder. So .git directory. That's the reason it is showing the a repository. It is showing the a local repository as a Git. Now you understood, right, guys? Yeah. So where you are under the ds git main. So where you are under? You are under the ds git main. So I want to create a files. So the file should be touch work.txt, work1.txt, touch work2.txt. What is this? I created two files. One is work1.txt and work2.txt. Let's check it. Git status. So these two files knows the git or no. So don't know how you can check it by using the git status. If you use the git status command, so on branch main, no commits at the untracked file. What is that, guys? Untracked file. So use git add file to include what we will be committed. So from untracked it will go to the tracked. So that is nothing but a so that is nothing but it will go. So now these two files are created. These two files are untracked. If you want to track, so first we need to move it to staging area. So from staging area to we need to move it to local repository. Then local Git repository knows work1.txt and work2.txt. Oh, these two are a local Git repository files. So how you can move from your working directory to local repository? You can use the git add command. So from untracked to track, untracked to track, from tracked means staging to git local repository. You can use the git command. So git add, it will track from untracked to track. So it will go to the staging area. So from staging to local repository, we can use the git commit. So we can use the git commit command. So what is that? Git add. So git add. So work1.txt. Git add work2.txt. Git status. If I check the git status, you see from red to green. Now, before these files are untracked files, now these files are tracked. Now these files are tracked and these files are in the staging area. Now these files are in the staging area. So if you want to send it from staging to local repository, what is the command we need to use? Git commit command. So what is that? So here you see changes to be committed. Changes to be committed. Git commit -m. What is -m? -m is nothing but a messages. We need to send the messages for this, right? First commit. Here you see, so the message is first commit and the commit ID also created. When we commit the any changes, the commit ID will be also changing. Two files is changed, 0 instructions and 0 deletions. Create mode, work, create mode. So work2.txt. Now check the git status. Git status. So nothing to be commit, working tree is clean. Working tree is clean. Now, whatever that these two files, right? Whatever these two files are moved to in your local repository. So in our local repository. Now I want to send these two files to the remote repository. How you can? So we need to communicate. So we need to communicate between these two, right? A local to a remote. How you can communicate? We can communicate by using the Git token. What is that? Generate token and so if you push the code, right, it will asking the code. So if you provide that code, right, it will get the communication between from your local machine to remote machine. Local machine to remote machine. So before that, I forgot one thing. Log git log. Use something like we need to set up the global username and email. Global username and email. I will show you that part. All right. So Hari sir. So this is the commit ID and this is the Hari sir. And so when it was committed and what is the commit message. So if you want to see the one line comment, one line. So it will show only the one line commit ID, header, and the commit message. And the commit message. I will show you this guys. So now you understood. So now I want to push that code from what is that? This is your main branch. So from your from your local main to remote main directly. Okay. So how you can push it? So you already know the commands here, there. So what is this? Git push -u origin main. What is the command, guys? Git push -u So git push -u origin main. So before that, we need to generate the token. So go to profile and go to the settings. In the settings, so you need to go to the developer settings. So click the developer settings and personal tokens, classic tokens, and generate a new token, general use, generate a new token. The token name is DURGASOFT Git 2. Okay, expiration date. So I'm giving as a no expiration. The repository and delete repo. Yeah, delete repo. User, nothing to worry, delete repo. Okay, generate a token. Yeah, what is this? You guys can copy somewhere this token. Okay. So this is the token. So what is that? Generate password token. Password token. Right. So what is the step 4? So what is the step 4, guys? Generate a password token. So how you can generate the token?
So whoever wants to push the local files to the Git repo,
Hmm.
they have to generate this token, right?
Yeah, yeah. So once we can generate this token, you can use this token, everyone.
Okay.
Okay. Or you can create a token. Log into GitHub account and enter URL. So what is that URL? Yeah. So this is the URL. So this is the token. So URL and token, right? So I'm copying this token. Now I want to push the my local repository code to remote repository. So from main to main. Okay. So git push -u origin main. Yeah, you see here. So how you can communicate with your remote repository to local repository? So by signing in our browser or using the token. So what is the token? So this is the token. What is the token, guys? Copy, paste it, sign. You see, guys, able to communicate. So enumerating objects 3 done, counting objects 3 by 3. So that total 3. So that 218 KB is uploaded. So new branch from main to main. So right, so this is origin main. So directly it will push. Home, click on home. So what is that? So DurgaSoft DS2. Yeah. So now you understood. So work1.txt and work2.txt. Nothing is there, but So we have pushed from your main directory. So remote main to from local main to remote main. We understood?
Yeah, clear.
Clear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but so we don't want to push the code to your main repository. So we don't want to push the code to your main branch. So what you can do, you can create a new branch and clone that branch into your local machine. Whatever the changes you are pushing, then you can push it to the GIMP from your local local future branch to, for example, remote future branch. Then you can create the pull request. So from future branch to main branch, I will show that one. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you. So what is that? Generate a token. So yeah. So go to the SIP country or something like click on your name, then go to settings, then click the developer settings. Click the developer setting. So go to personal access token, then click token classic. Okay. Yeah. So then click the new token, choose new token classic, choose name of the the token, then expiration, right? Expiration, you can give no expiration, then choose the check boxes. What are the boxes you need to choose? Choose the boxes, something like repo, user and admins, user and admin. Okay, then you can generate the token. So this is the way you can generate the token. Okay, now you understood. Yeah, one second. The downloads, git sheet. Yeah. So git useful commands. So git hyphen hyphen version. It shows the version of the git installed on your local machine. Okay. So git init. It will initialize the project folder into a git repository. I will show you this tomorrow. So git status. We already discussed it, right? In simple terms, it will show you exactly which files folders have been modified. So which files and so what is the command? Git status. Git status. Okay. So git status. It will show the which files or folders are modified. So git add dot or git add file name. It will add your files into the git staging area. So it will add so from our working area to so staging area by using git add command. So if you use git add dot, it will add all the files. So it will add all the files. You can also add individual file to the individual file to the staging area. So for example, git add file or git add dot. Okay, so git diff it will show the difference between a file in staging area and file that present in the working tree. That file present in the working file. It will show the difference between a file in the staging area and a file that present in the working tree, untracked files. So git commit -m message. It will save your changes to your local repository. It's good practice to include the proper commit message, which helps in debugging. Okay, git push. It will push all the local changes that you have made to the remote repository. So what is that? So remote repository after committing, right? So what we did? So we did the git push origin main. It will push to the, so from your local main to, so remote main. Git push command. Okay, git pull command. It will pull or fetch all the updated code from the remote branch and merge it with our local branch. Okay, so for example, yeah. So for example, something like who is so for example, Pavan. So Pavan, so Hari updated the code, right? So Pavan also updated the code. So Pavan also updated the code. I want to get that code. How we can get that code, guys? So we can get that code by using the git pull. So by using the git pull. So for the first time, if you want to clone the repository from your remote to local, so we can use git clone. After that updations, you can use the git pull command. You can use the git pull command. Guys, understood? Pavan, understood, right?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah. So git log, it will list down the entire commit history, all the commits that you have made till now. Git log. So git log, in the git log command, it will show the commit history. So commit ID, author, and the date and the commit message. I don't want this entire log. I want to just display hyphen one line. You can use the git log hyphen one line. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So git branch name. This command is used to create a new branch in your local git repository. New branch in your git local repository. And you can push that code, whatever the new code is, right? You can push that to the create a remote local repository. How you can create the local repository? So this is the main repository, right? So weave all branches. So this is the main repository. You don't want to touch, you don't want to modify this main repository. Guys, remember, okay? You just
Mhm.
create a new branch. The branch is something like a future -1 to 2. You are creating a branch from main. So you will copy the same code, whatever the code in the main branch, right? So that will copy. So what is the branch you created? Now you see, if you go to this repository, you see, so we have a two branches. What are those? So one is main branch, another one is future branch. So what you can do, you can clone the future branch. You can clone the future branch. Git clone. rm rf ds git cd ds git branch main git checkout git branch icon a. It will show the, you see, feature branch also created. So git checkout future 1 2 3. Now you see it switched from main branch to feature branch. It switched from main branch to future branch. I will show you tomorrow this. Okay. So now you understood the git branch name. This command is used to create a new branch in our local git repository, or you can git branch. It will list down all the local branches that you have created. Git branch. It will show the all the branches. It will show the all the branches. But now you are in the which branch? Future 123 branch. Okay. So git branch hyphen a. It will list down all the branches, that is local branches for remote branches that's available for the checkout. So git branch hyphen d name. It will forcefully delete the specified local branch even if the changes are not committed. So git checkout branch name. It is used to switch between local git branches. Git stash. It is used to temporarily remove the changes that you have made on the working tree. Okay, git stash. I will show you tomorrow this. So git remote. It will give the name of the remote repository, origin and upstream. So git remote hyphen v. It will give the names as well as URL of the repository. URL of the repository. Understood, Pavan?
Yes.
Yeah. So tomorrow we'll show you the branching and switching and creating a branching. We'll show you everything. Has
Sure.
now you understood?
Yes.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Pranay.
Yeah. So I have some doubts. So
Yeah. Yeah.
this,
Go ahead.
yeah, who generates this token? Is it the developer or the admin?
Who?
Who develops, who generates this token? The
Yeah. Yeah.
token we use
So
in the class.
yes. Yes. So in our real-time environment, they are providing the access. So they are creating the username and password. You can use that username password, then you can able to log in. So that token is for developers. So who want to access the code from in the application. Okay. Or else you can create your own developer access. But in the real time, so they created the username password. That username password you can get we can clone from your remote repository, local repository. For that time, you can use our username password. I showed
Okay.
you two ways, right?
Yes.
One is for login
Yes. Yes.
browser and the token.
Okay.
So browser login means
So
everyone can know, right? If you use the username password, so it will be very
yeah.
easy. But a token will token generation and how to connect that token is difficult. That's the reason I showed you that.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
do we
Yeah.
need
Go
to
ahead.
do we need to use the Git pull every day or only when needed?
So what is git pull?
So that is that means we are cloning the repository documents or files into the local repository.
Very good. Good question. Good question. Good question. So what this is? So for example, this is the remote repository, right?
Yeah,
So this is the remote repository. These four people are working on this remote repository and their laptops. These are their laptops. Okay.
yeah,
So for the first time, so we need to get the clone from the remote repository to local repository, that repository. Okay. So for the
yeah,
first time, we can use git clone,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So everyone
yeah,
use the git clone, git clone, git clone, right?
yeah.
Okay. So who updated? This guy updated the files. This guy pushed two files to the repository. Okay. So this guy pushed git push to remote repository. Now these two files are in the remote repository. But you cloned as a empty repository, you cloned as a empty repository. This guy also cloned as a empty repository. So these two files are not available in your local repository, not available this guy local repository, not available this guy local repository.
Uh, Everything
So
will be
whatever the files are there in the remote repository, we need to sync up with our local repository. That time we need to give the git pull command. It will download the files. It will it will download the files and it will update it in our local repository. Understood?
Yeah.
Understood, Pranay?
Yeah, but yeah, understood. But I have a doubt. So we are working on so
I will give you clarity
so
on
yeah.
this. What this is the two files. Okay, so this is the two files. You want to edit this file.
Yeah.
This is new code. Okay, so commit the changes. Commit the changes.
Yeah.
Okay, so work1.txt having a data. Now work2 dot having a edit this file. This is new text file. Commit the changes. Commit the changes. Okay. So
Yeah.
you are in which branch? So you are in which branch? Future 1, 2, 3
So
branch.
main branch.
On this
Feature branch.
branch,
Yes.
future branch.
Yeah.
So on this branch, so
Yeah.
you have a work 1 and work 2, but these two are updated the code. Okay.
Yeah.
So where you are? So in our local repository, where you are? In which branch you are?
The
Git.
feature branch.
Yes. Git branch. Now you are in the feature branch. Okay.
Yeah.
So ls.
Yeah.
So work1.txt and work2.txt. But cat work1.txt. Is there any content is there?
No
But we modified the file and
content.
we updated the content. But in your local
Yeah.
mission, is the modified content is added or not in the worksheet work one work two dot? Not added, right?
No.
I want to sync up
No.
with my
Yeah.
remote repository. What you can do? First time you can use the git
Yeah.
pull. So from next onwards, you can use the git. First time it will use git clone command. From next time onwards, you can use git pull command.
It's full. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, work1.txt having one edition, work2.1 having one edition. So two files are changed, two insertions.
Yeah.
Okay. Now ls hyphen
Yes. Yes.
ls. Now cat work1.txt cat work2.txt. Now you understood what is a pull?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
For example, here I told you some other guy is pushed the changes. You want to you want to sync up with your local to remote remote. You can use git pull. Whatever the files right here, it will automatically came to your local repository.
Yeah.
You understood?
Yes. Sir.
Yes, right? You got the
Yeah.
point, right?
Yes.
You
Yes.
understood, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Remaining 3 days, right?
Yeah, remaining 3 days will show you.
Okay. Yeah.
Will show you GitLab, how I can show you, right? How I can show you how to compare the pull request, revert changes.
Yeah.
GitLab also I will show you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.